Hello, hello. Welcome to the Feel Good Factor. This is a podcast about joy, fulfillment, and well being in business, life, and creativity. I'm Susmita Veganosaurus, and I'm so glad you're here today. Let's talk about mental burden, mental load. That's an invisible thing. We all know what physical burdens are, right? What you have to carry. We kind of also know what emotional burdens are, things we're keeping inside us without revealing them outside. But the thing about mental burden is we don't know we're carrying them. We don't realize this. For example, if you have a bunch of things that you need to get done, some tasks, you're like, okay, I need to remember to record this podcast episode at 3 p.m. I need to remember to send this particular email. I need to put peanuts for soaking for tomorrow. All kinds of little things. So you have all these thoughts in your head. A lot of times, people tend to think, okay, I'll remember it and I'll do it. That is a rookie move. I know it's great to have a good memory and feel proud of your memory. But honestly, in today's day and age when we are so busy, we have so much to do, so many little tasks, big ones, little ones, so many things constantly occupying us, it's not easy to remember each and every little thing, every little detail. And even if you do remember, and if you do get it done, still, until you get that task done, it's in your mind. It's occupying space in your brain. At the front of the brain or back of the brain, but it's occupying space. This adds up through the day, through the month, through the years. And that is one very big important example of mental burden, unnecessary mental load that we're carrying. When we take these things from our brains, our minds, and put them outside somewhere, then we don't have to carry that load anymore with us. So here are tools that you can use, simple little things that you can use to help you through this process. And let me tell you, sometimes we think it's not important, we don't need to do that. But if you do it, it's going to make your life so much more easier. And a lighter mind will also make you more efficient in whatever you're doing. Efficiency, productivity, or just simple well-being and peace of mind, all of those will improve. First, you can make use of reminders. Now, reminders app on your phone, most phones have them. Set a time, set a date and say, okay, remind me on this time and date to do this particular thing, this particular task. It can be very small, very big. But setting a reminder means that you can set it and forget it. You don't have to keep thinking about it because you can now release that burden to your phone to remind you. Now, I know physical tasks lists are great, right? If you write things down and then you tick them off and all that, fine. But physical tasks, physical lists, they don't have a bell to remind you. So you have to remember to look at that task again and again and again. And then when you look at it, you'll be looking at the whole list of tasks and then it'll feel quite overwhelming. That's the reason I'm talking about using a digital reminder, something that's going to on its own at a particular date and time remind you what to do. The second thing is your calendar. The reminders app can have things that happen maybe either repeatedly every single day, or it could be things, one-off random things, mainly for tasks. Reminders are great for tasks. A calendar is great for you to set up appointment type schedules. Say you're attending a call online, a meeting, or you have a certain class on a particular day. These are the things that you can put onto your calendar. The thing with the calendar app is you can look at it you can set it up to show up on your home screen, maybe right at the top of your home screen. So every morning when you wake up, you'll be able to see, oh, today I have this meeting with this person, this class with this other person, oh, I'm going out to meet this person. And you'll get to see it on that day, the day before that. So that way, setting up that widget of your calendar on the phone is going to make things very easy to track, very useful, because you'll just keep getting reminded of it. So you don't use it for every little tiny task because you don't want to fill up your calendar, but the main big important things that you have for a specific day, set it up. And especially for weekly repeating tasks and events, the calendar app is super useful, because then you can set it up, say, okay, no end time, remind me every Monday at this time, and leave it. And finally, alarms. Make use of alarms. Okay, first of all, don't make use of an alarm early in the morning to wake you up. If possible, avoid it. So, if you know me, I'm against the use of alarms in the morning, unless, you have to travel and there's a train or flight to catch, something very urgent and which you can't miss, that particular on the dot, you have to arrive at a certain place. Then, yes, use a morning wake-up alarm. But otherwise, don't use your alarm app to wake you up. For that, you don't use it. Use it as a backup to your calendar. So your calendar will say, it'll give you an overview, right? Today, tomorrow, what's on your calendar? At this time, approximately, I have this class, this meeting, this event, all that. But an alarm is going to remind you at that particular time. And this is where I differentiate it from the reminders. A reminder will probably just ping and be done with it. It'll appear as a notification on your home screen. But an alarm will keep on ringing until you catch it. So set it for maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes just before that event, before that call, before you need to start getting ready to go out, things like that. Set it up for that as a second reminder. So the first reminder comes from your calendar. You're looking at it, what's happening. And the second thing for that event comes from your alarm. I can't tell you the number of times I would have forgotten something if not for my alarm. I know every Tuesday evening at 7:30, I have this particular New Rule Studio writing session. Every week it happens. Still, Tuesday morning I'll wake up, look at the calendar, and I'll know it's going to be there. It's happening this evening. I know it. Yet, at 7:15, when the alarm rings to remind me, I'll be like, oh my God, I would have forgotten. I would have missed this if not for that alarm. So the 3 things that you can use on your phone to really help you reduce or even eliminate your mental load, the mental burden completely. That way you'll be lighter, freer, and then you can just get on with your life, trusting that when you need to be reminded of a certain thing, you will be reminded. 1 is using the Reminders app, 2 is using your calendar, and 3 is using alarms. And use this for the small, the big things, the work-related things, the mundane things, or just to remind yourself to take a break, drink some water, walk around before you get back to work. All right. Thank you so much for listening to the Feel Good Factor. I'm Susmita Veganosaurus, and if you enjoyed this episode, then you're going to really like my free newsletter, The Feel Good Tribe. Go to veganosaurus.com/newsletter and sign up. The link is in the show notes. Thank you for listening. I'll talk to you again next week. Take care. Bye.